go.
In New Hampshire, I'd like to share some data.
All right, everyone, I know everyone's getting reacquainted with old friends and meeting new ones here at the 16th Annual Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers. I can't make it any louder. If it went to 11, I could make it louder, but I can't make it any louder. It only goes to 10 for those of you who are Spinal Tap friends or fans.
Not working.
Oh, it's working just fine. My name is Rich Gerard, and I'm the host of the Gerard at Large radio show in Manchester, which is on the air from every morning from 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. And it's a pleasure and an honor for me to be here as the Master of Ceremonies. There are a number of candidates in the House today that I have met with, and some that I haven't. So if you want to speak and you're on my list and you've got some kind of time constraint, you need to find me to make sure that I can work you in as we try to juggle any number of busy schedules. And it's particularly exciting for me to be here this morning, or this afternoon, because we were taking a look at a few maps, and we've discovered that my radio show has listeners in both congressional districts, 9 state senate districts, 2 executive council districts, and more than 150 state rep districts.
Straight down in, Rich.
So if we... Is that better?
It's like a pipe.
All right. So if you are running for office, and you are in Manchester, Goffstown, Hooksett, Auburn, Londonderry, Litchfield, Merrimack, Bedford, Dunbarton, Bow, Allenstown, Candia, Raymond, Deerfield, Chester, Derry, Milford, Amherst, Mount Vernon, New Boston, or where, you should come to the only local radio show that will actually give you at least a 15-minute interview to meet your audience and to have yourselves out there in the ether. And a website that gets, I don't know how many tens of thousands of visits a month. So, I went searching for a veteran, and I found Jack Kimball, who I'd like to call up now so we can get our program started with the Pledge of Allegiance, and on deck will be Jane Cormier to sing our national anthem. So, without further ado, here is veteran Jack Kimball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And before Jane comes up, I would like to ask everybody to pause for a moment of silence, as today New Hampshire buried one of its own, Lance Corporal Garabrandt, in Peterborough, in service to his nation. Jane Cormier, candidate for the state senate in District 16.
It's a duet today.
A duet with Karen Testerman. And you know what? I want everybody to give Karen Testerman a round of applause. Whether you are a supporter of Karen's or someone else's, you have to respect someone who makes a decision they think is better for the overall effort of electing conservatives than her own personal candidacy or campaign. And so, Karen, I want to publicly show my appreciation as someone who thinks he's down for the conservative struggle for the decision that you made. Now, Karen Testerman and Jane Cormier. By the way, if you're Manchester wards 1, 2, or 12, Hooksett, Bow, Auburn, or Dunbarton, Candia, I'm sorry, not Auburn, then you probably want to know Jane.
It's time to boot the booted.
Put the boot to boot.
I don't think we need that.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'm so glad I don't have to follow that act. All right, a couple housekeeping notes here. There is a straw poll for Congress in the 1st and 2nd District, United States Senate, and Governor. That straw poll will close at 2:15. You need a sticker, a white sticker with the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers logo on it to vote. The announcement of the results will take place roughly at 2:30. There is also a raffle. CNHT there are 2 raffles. I take it back. There's at least 2 raffles. I thought someone told me 3. They are raffling off firearms. Yay! All the proceeds benefit the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers, so no? Okay. Okay, what's this raffle over here that I need to know? I'm obviously messing up.
CNHT is raffling off a rifle.
Okay.
New Hampshire is raffling off a handgun.
Packing New Hampshire is raffling off a handgun, and CNHT is raffling off a rifle. I've got it down. And without further ado, I'm going to call Ed Nail. He's the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers Chairman, up to the podium for a few welcome-in remarks as we get the 16th annual picnic underway. Ed?
Thank you, Rich. I want to thank everybody for coming, and as usual, it's a rowdy crowd. Everybody likes to talk because everybody is meeting each other for the first time, or we're old friends. You'll find that we are a coalition of many different groups. There's gun groups, pro-life groups, small government groups, constitutional groups. We now have Concerned Veterans for America has come through, Right to Work. We have Strong New Hampshire, Citizens for Strong New Hampshire over here on my left. And you'll find that a lot of the groups of our center-right coalition may not know everything about everybody else. This is a golden opportunity for people who don't know about the gun groups and Second Amendment groups and the different family groups or homeschoolers, anything like that. Some people aren't aware of what the Tea Party is all about. They have a misconception about it. This is a golden opportunity to meet people from other organizations that are rowing our ship in the same direction. So take the opportunity to meet people from other groups and learn what they're all about, because we're stronger as a group. I also have to apologize for some of our shortcomings. We were locked out of our office today. For some reason, the lock on the front door of our office chose today to break. So our landlord broke in the back window, informed the police we were coming to break into our office. We got in, we got most of our stuff out. So I hope you guys have a good time. Once again, keep it to a dull roar, or I'll spray you with silly string or something and slow you down. All right, everybody's here to have a good time. We have a lot of candidates who want to speak. We have good candidates. The momentum is on our side. We should take advantage of it. One other thing I want to tell you is about voter fraud. So if you're quiet for a minute, I have some good news on voter fraud. Rich Gerard's radio program, Granite Grok, and a lot of us working all around the state have exposed so much voter fraud that the city clerk in Manchester has purged his list before the 2014 election. All right? Kudos to Matt Norman. Kudos to Matt Norman for doing the right thing. Now here's what he did. These are the numbers. Pay attention to this. Matt Norman sent letters to everybody who registered to vote in 2008 who did not register to vote, who did not vote in 2012. There were 8,165 people got a letter Only 103 said keep me on the list. 4,400 were unreachable by the U.S. mail. That's an embarrassing situation. That's our same-day registration and our lack of oversight on our statewide voter list. Currently, we have a statewide voter list that costs $8,000 for someone like me to purchase, and I would have to be part of a PAC. We're currently working with some other states to share our list with their state. So we're getting a little fundraising, hopefully, from another state, and they're going to purchase our list and match it with some other states who might be inclined to have people come here and vote who shouldn't. So in North Carolina, they were involved in a project like this. It's called, it's 28 states that share their lists through the Secretaries of States of Kansas and Arkansas. North Carolina found 35,600 double voters on their first check. So we're hoping to scare the daylights out of non-resident voters and keep them in Massachusetts and Vermont, Maine, and Canada, and Germany, and England where they belong. So that's our goal here at CNHT. We're working hard at it. You haven't heard a lot about it yet, but you will. So thank you for coming, and I'm going to hand this back over to Rich.
All right, and not that I need to necessarily give anybody here instructions on manners, and if you've ever heard my radio show, you probably know people would like to give me instructions on that from time to time. But remember, we, at least in name, are all on the same team as we speak. As we get started today, I just want you to know I've asked a number of people, and I've done my very best, or I will do my very best to make sure that everyone gets a chance to speak in the time frame in which they have to speak.
Croc TV.